What's up, guys, and welcome back. Today, we're going to go over and have a look at the level 11 Guardian Druid twink. Full disclaimer though, this video will only include specific stats and details for the Druid. Any and all general twink knowledge can be found in my How to Twink beginner series, such as how to cap your XP, how to time walk with Chromie, how to farm your gear, how to gem, useful macros, and any information on the broken trinkets. Be sure to check that series out as well, and the links are located down below in the description. Now let's go ahead and get started. First off, with your druid, your stat weights that you want to go for are critical strike, mastery, and versatility. I generally would cut off critical strike around 25 to 28%. Going any higher is kind of overkill. What I did after I hit 25% was I went straight for mastery and versatility. And I kind of weighed that evenly as best as I could when I started to notice that some of them were giving diminishing returns. So, for example, I was putting 4 stats into mastery and noticed that it only went up 0.6%, right? But then when I put that 4 into versatility instead, it went up almost 2%. So keep an eye on that when you're enchanting, gemming, and grabbing pieces of gear for your druid. You want to min-max it as best as you can just to kind of help you out, right? Don't just blindly throw mastery and only mastery. Next, for the specific enchants that you need for your class, I have up my character sheet and I will go over the enchants that I have on each. Pay attention to the character sheet. These are the stats it will actually give compared to what it says it will give. So first up is the enchant chest super stats, which will give you all stats +3. For the boots, it's going to be blurred speed, which gives you speed plus agility. Says 4, but it does not give you 4. It'll give you 1. For the weapon, I have the enchant two-handed weapon, major agility. Keep in mind and just kind of pay attention when you go to buy these that you don't accidentally buy the one-handed weapon, major agility. Make sure it's the two-handed weapon because you will not get as much agility with the one-handed weapon enchant, even though you can technically put either on this. The next is the gloves, greater agility. Then the enchant bracer, minor agility. The enchant cloak, minor agility. And then for the rings, I currently have a cord of versatility because that was what I was lacking. You can also use a cord of mastery. And then for the neck, it's the mark of the hidden satyr. Now, you can technically put raw stats on there. I tested it though. Does not work, does not add anything. It's not worth doing. Stick with the mark and you're good to go. Now, the next part, we're going to go ahead and skip gems because that's a global kind of thing for all twinks. They use the same ones, which are the Shadowlands gems. If you need additional information on that, be sure to check out the other videos linked below. So moving on to consumables, this is not a do or die perfect list. It's kind of thrown together quickly. So there may be improvements in the future as I troubleshoot more. But one thing I do carry with all of my twinks are the swiftness potions. It's amazing. It's a needed. Definitely grab a couple of those. They're pretty cheap on the market anyway, so it's not really a problem to get those. Second would be your food enchants. Now, food enchants. I mean, food buffs. My bad. I have 4 options here. They all give the same stats. They all give it for the same duration. I just put 4 up here because it's going to be based on whatever's cheaper on the auction house at the time. So you can go with Roast Raptor, Jungle Stew, Carrion Surprise, or Hot Wolf Ribs. Up to you. Doesn't really matter. Now, I have elixirs up because I have not leveled a profession on this twink yet. And again, this twink's not fully decked out yet. But for now, I am using the elixir of minor agility and the elixir of minor defense. I do intend on leveling alchemy later and just getting the permaflask. But for now, this works. And lastly, I do have shadow oil, which I put on my weapon, which gives me a 15% chance to cast a shadow bolt at the opponent when it hits, and it lasts 30 minutes and persists through death. And for a quick glance at the talents, we have on here Maul, which is a great single target damage, and it's the main reason why we push for level 11 on this twink instead of staying at 10. And for the left side, we want to have, Thrash and improved swipe. Not really much of a choice to really pick here, though, to be honest, because of it being at such a low level. But here you go. Now, to kind of wrap this up and add some final thoughts to the class, I feel that this class is pretty strong. It's solid. It has amazing single target damage and pretty good AOE, honestly, just like any of the other twinks that we're using currently. The main thing that I wanted to point out that wasn't really highlighted, but it should definitely be a must known is the trinket. You're obviously going to need to get the trinket. And if you're unaware or unsure how to do that, where it's located, I do have that in my How to Twink Beginner series down below. Be sure to check that out just in case you need to find out how to obtain all that. And it also goes in more detail how to gear up in the process of Warforged and the procs related to Warforged gear. But with that all being said and done, I hope that this was helpful and informative. And if you still have any questions, feel free to ask down below in the comments. I'll be more than happy to assist in any way that I can. And also be sure to join our Discord. There's plenty of people in there that also play Twinks and are incredibly knowledgeable and helpful. The link for that should also be located below. But anyways, until next time, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.